Okay, everybody, we're very excited to open up our brand new season here. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you all to Mr. Eric Stone. Yes. we gave Eric the rundown on the sounds. He already knows we're a bunch of knuckleheads. So Eric, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, man. This is nice. This is nice.
It gets crazy.
You didn't know what you were jumping into, did you?
I had no clue, but now I'm glad that I did. Both feet, both shiny shoes.
Yeah.
You are the best dressed guest to date, for sure. We're going to be featuring his shoes too, by the way, down the road here.
Lord.
And we know that you play with Davey Smith every week, so you got to be moisturized.
You know what? And I also wiped thoroughly.
Keep it dewy, baby. Keep it dewy. Yes, keep it dewy.
Oh, yeah!
Well, very cool. And yeah, so you play with Davey because of the Deb Jam Band.
Yes.
So we'll definitely be talking about them, but we also want to learn about you and your history in town. And
man.
Every single date needs to be precise.
That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
We've thrown plenty of people under the bus. So what year was that? They're like, come on, man. What are you talking about? Somewhere between 75 and 90.
Dude, all I can say, the music business, this is rock and roll. We don't remember any dates. We just remember what happened.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember anything. I have that issue. But, well, very cool. So where are you coming from today? Where'd you come in from?
I came in from, I had to do Lindenwood today.
Okay.
With Dave.
Okay.
And Gene.
And is that with Jimmy Fulp as well?
Yeah, that's right, with Jimmy.
Jimmy Fulp. Wrong button. Wrong button, Jimmy. Sorry. Oh, by the way, Jimmy, check out the shirt, man. This is thanks to him. But inside joke. We'll leave it there. But every time Jimmy comes up, it's supposed to be this.
Oh, yeah!
I've already played it, but that's his dude. Macho Man. All right, so is this a church you perform at regularly?
I'm at that church all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it there. I have so much fun.
Are you the best dressed guy at the church?
No, the guy sitting right in the front pulpit, he's always better dressed than I am. And
he sets the bar, doesn't he?
He does, and it makes me a little sad because I'm like, I got to step my game up. One of these days, I'm just going to bring just a shirt with just a bunch of lights on it.
There you go.
I bet I'll beat him then.
And he'll take note. Be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, next thing
I'm not going to let this joker take over.
Yeah, he'll come in with a quasar or something.
All right, so where are you from originally?
I am from Memphis, Tennessee.
All right.
Nice.
That's me.
I've heard of the place.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, home of barbecue.
Yeah, you can trip over a curb and fall into so many different awesome barbecue places.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
What's your top? What's your number one?
Oh, man. I'm not going to lie, Rendezvous. Rendezvous has
Agreed.
me. Yeah, Rendezvous has me.
I'm sad to admit I've yet to go there.
It's awesome.
What?
I know.
Oh, this interview is over.
I'm telling you, man.
Dude, it's so sad. I've been here since 2011. I haven't done a museum.
No.
I've done shit.
Brooks Museum.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
You got to do Brooks Museum, and then you got to go to Rendezvous.
Yeah.
Those two places.
Because it's dry rub.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's their thing, which I love. So I got to get my ass down.
Oh, it's amazing.
You really do.
It really is. I played there back in the 90s.
Okay.
I was in a band, and they said, well, we want to try having some live music. So they had this little small space. It was really, really tiny. And my keyboard player, we called her Mother Nature, she said, well, Eric, since you play instruments, you're going to play bass. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, you're going to play bass and sing. I was like, okay.
Wonderful.
So here I am over in the corner playing bass terribly. And I'm just trying to make it through. And after I finished, I said, yeah, we're never doing this again.
Did you fit a drummer in there?
The drummer had an electric set.
Okay.
And it sounded like an electric set from the 90s.
Yeah. Those old Casio sounding drum pads.
Yep.
Dad. Oh, no, man.
And then the cymbals like.
Yeah, oh. And sometimes it wouldn't stop it.
Yeah.
It keeps going.
And he had to hit the button.
They've come a long way with those.
They really have.
I'm so glad that they
Yes, they have nice mesh heads and the whole thing. Yeah.
and it has a natural feel.
Get me started talking about drums. DW's got a kit out now that's electronic, but it's you can remove whatever little thing does the electronics, and they're a full acoustic kit.
Okay.
So you just swap out the heads, and you have a full acoustic. But they're pricey, like $7,000.
Yeah.
You drummers, y'all got it.
All he has to do is sell his Corvette.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the drummers are rich.
I know. I have it easy as a bass player. A couple guitars and a standard Ampeg. Done.
Yeah.
The drummers have cymbals and hardware and different.
You got it made pretty good on Tuesday nights. You just stroll in with your shoes and start singing.
Yeah, so every Tuesday, Deb Jam Band, free admission.
Yes.
At Neil's. Every Tuesday. You've been doing it for years, too,
man,
right?
I've had so much fun doing that. I told Debbie one night, and she was like, Eric, I said, this is therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if I don't make a single dime doing this, I said, it's worth it. I said, because I get a chance to play with my friends.
Right.
And we get a chance to do something that we love, which is to entertain.
Yeah. You guys do a hell of a job at entertaining, man. You don't just go to that just to hear music. You guys are so entertaining and so laid back and so much fun. And the personalities are incredible. If you know Davey Smith, you know he's a nutbag. Yeah. And it's crazy.
A nutbag.
He is.
Holy smokes.
And Debbie's great, and Gene's terrific, and your personality shines through. It's just so much fun to watch, man.
Thank you.
So Debbie Jamison is the Debbie that we're referring to, because there's people that might not know.
Sure.
So let's talk more about the Deb Jam Band and who is in it. So I'll leave it to you to introduce everybody else in the band.
First, we have Debbie Jamison.
Yes.
One of the premier singers in Memphis who has been everywhere and done everything. She helped, oh my gosh, she's helped so many different musicians, different artists, and she's been a backup singer for some of everybody. She's done this and been here. She's been at Royal Studios.
Yeah. A lot of jingles.
You name it, she's done it. And she's also worked for Shoe, all these different places. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Then we have Mr. Gene Nunez. Oh gosh, Superman, basically, because he knows every song.
Yeah.
I've been fascinated by the number of tunes that you guys just pull out, and he's like, "Yep, let's do it."
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just joking.
Yeah.
And I'm humming a little tune, and he starts playing. I'm like, "Are you kidding?" And I'm like, "Well, here we go."
Yeah. And then Dave is like, "Here's the bass."
Yeah, because they know it, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
No, he's giving you the bass, but you on the spot again.
No, he knows not to do that. He knows
So while we're talking about Debbie and
Gene, I can
the
tell by the
first-
look on your face you had already forgotten.
I wanted to say Nuno. Sorry. Okay. So
Nuno Betancourt.
let's a new sound for you to listen to, Eric.
Okay.
You don't remember my name?
You got that? So we gave him the rundown of our foolishness, but the first set is just Debbie and Gene.
Yeah, they use tracks.
Come on, man.
Dude, our audience knows all about this. They do tracks and a little duo.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. And then that's when the encyclopedia opens up.
Yeah.
And they're just doing their thing, and then you guys pop in after that set,
That's
right?
right. Yeah, we kind of ease in through the side and just kind of slide in there.
And then you got Davey Smith on bass.
Oh gosh,
Fantastic guy. We've interviewed him here, and we've interviewed Debbie here, and the rest are coming.
I have to make sure you guys know that is my mentor.
Is that right?
Okay.
That is my mentor. One day I'm going to grow up to be just like him.
Well, he gave us the exclusive Joshine product.
Really?
We have the lotion. So after the show, if you want to get moisturized,
Do we have Weenus wipes?
we have Weenus wipes
Well,
and we have the lotion.
I'm going to need the lotion.
All right,
I'm
no,
definitely
sure.
gonna need the lotion. This
So-
man, this guy, I've used him on my personal projects because I have of course I have an album out that I put out in 2020, and I wanted to do a performance, and the only person that came to mind was Dave, because I was like, I know this will work if he did it. And
He's
I
been
said,
on
Dave,
everything.
he said, sure, man, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Man, we showed up at the Real Garden, and I did. In the middle of one of the original songs, I just started tearing up, and I turned around. I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, you get Dave Smith to play with you. Who does that?
I know, man.
Yeah.
Who does it? Don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of bass players are great, but this guy he encourages you to do more.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, you can do this. You can do this. And you're looking at him like, because he said it, you feel like, wow, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. I do.
I just caught him with Landslide a few weeks ago.
Oh, man.
Outstanding.
Good.
Yes, outstanding. Yeah, for sure.
And did either one of you go to the Jimmy Jameson tribute at?
We did not get to make it, but that is on our list for the next one. I want to get to the next jam for Jimmy.
Dave got up and played with just about everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, I always look at him and say, dude, what don't you do?
Yeah.
Who don't you play with?
Right.
And he just smiles. I'm like, whatever.
And years and years and years of studio work.
Exactly.
You go to his website, and it's just a plethora of artists and albums and singles. And,
and then there's a whole bunch of stuff that he's done that he won't tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, did you? And he walks off.
Yeah,
like,
I played with the Beatles once. I'm trying to be modest.
No, and I don't want to talk about that. Okay, all right.
All right, so
you've got another superstar, Jackie Diamond.
Yes, Jackie Diamond.
I was in a group called the Fabulous Steeler Band.
Okay.
The Fabulous Steeler Band was a known band in Memphis, and they played everywhere, been out since 1977. And they told me about, when I first joined the band, they told me about the last person that played with them, and they said there was this lady, her name was, we called her Jackie Diamond. And I said, okay. And they said, no, you don't understand. She was amazing. I was like, Jackie Diamond? No, look her up on YouTube.
Right.
I went, whoa. And I looked her up and I went, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Vocalist that you look at her, she's this little small lady with a smile on her face, and she talks to you and she gives you this warm welcome, and you're loving this. And then she sings.
Yeah.
And you say, why did I get on stage with her?
No, sir, you do not have to say that. Because we're gonna roll around to Eric, the guy who's here for the interview.
Well, we can't forget Doug.
We still got a Doug.
Oh, we got Doug. I'm sorry, Doug.
But I want to talk about Jackie Diamond briefly as we spoke off mic before the show. I've had the pleasure of being able to play with her a few times at Gold Strike, and didn't connect the dots. I didn't realize I was talking to the Jackie that plays with the Deb Jam Band. The whole first night I played with her, only after we're done, she's like, you should come to Neil's every Tuesday. I was like, are you serious? Are you in the, so
you're the one in the back corner back there.
And I got to hear her sing, but also play that B3. There's a full Leslie and a real B3 up on that stage. And like I said earlier, she takes you to church when she plays.
She does. She really does. She's outstanding.
Yeah. Very cool.
Okay, yeah, and we got to touch on Doug, drummer, percussionist, and I think it was Davey Smith the last time I was there seeing you guys perform. He said something about Doug's prior relationships, and there were little green-headed babies being born everywhere.
And it's McMinn, right?
McMinn.
Okay, I have to clarify because we talked about him in a previous episode, and I called him Doug McGinn, and got his name, botched it, got it wrong, and we apologized on air. I don't even know if he heard it, but there we go.
I'm sure he did.
So before we started, Doug came up and you were like, lit up about him and the history of him and his family.
Don McMahon, his dad, God rest his soul. His father helped to bring about what Beale Street is today.
Is that right?
He did. He helped to keep the lights on.
I'm learning this for the first time.
Yeah,
so that's
guy
awesome.
was, oh my goodness. And the whole family's just musical. His mom, his kids.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Michael. I mean, just the whole thing that they live in. I had a conversation with his brother Rome, and I asked Rome. I said, "What do you feel about life in general? Do you feel like you have to question what you're doing when you were coming up? Did you have to?" And he looked at me and smiled, and he said, "No." He said, "It was all about whatever feels right. You go for."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "It's because of where you came from." He said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And
quite the lineage.
And if you look at Doug, he's living proof.
Yeah.
He's the only drummer I've seen play the harmonica and drums.
I was about to bring
at
that
the
up.
same time.
Drummers have a tough enough job just being drummers.
And he sings, too.
We have drummers in this town that really irritate the snot out of me, like Jimmy Fulp, who can sing and play at the same time.
Yes, he can.
And then you have Doug, who I'm sitting there watching, and all of a sudden I hear harmonica.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where the hell is that coming from? And I'm trying to look around you, and it's Doug.
It is.
I've seen him do it with Roxy Love.
I really wanted to
The
throw
other band he
something at
plays
him
in.
when he did that.
Yeah, and then a great voice. He's back there singing,
amazing.
lead, harmony, the whole thing. Yeah, it's just natural.
Yep.
Just like me and Jeff.
Yeah.
We don't have to work at all about our crafts.
Not if this.
Came easy.
I can be an idiot without practice.
That's right. We're good at being knuckleheads. All right, so let's talk now more about Eric. Okay, so we established you're from Memphis. Now let's just talk about how you got involved in music. When did you start singing? What were your first influences like? Let's go way back.
Oh boy, let's see.
Michael McDonald has got to be on your list of influences.
And I have my aunt to thank for that.
Okay.
I have my aunt to
So
thank
I'm
for
correct.
that. Yeah.
All right.
You're
Good,
absolutely
good to know, because
correct.
my God, you sound a lot like him. You're amazing. You're
Thank you.
amazing, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Actually, I started, everybody always says this, I start off in the church. I started singing in the church. My grandmother taught us a song, and I just sang that today, and I got a little emotional and I had to catch myself. But it was, Yes, Jesus Loves Me.
Yeah.
And she taught us that, me and my sister, God rest her soul. We learned that song. We sang it. Beautiful experience. As kids, we got a chance to be standing in front of the congregation, singing. So that was fun. And then as we came up, because my father was a guitar player, my mother's a vocalist. So music was always in the house, and I don't know how many times I got in trouble for strumming my dad's guitar and singing when I should be asleep. So that was the thing. But as I came up, music was a huge. Music was life. There was nothing huge about it. It was just life. Life was music. Music was life. If you didn't sing or if you didn't do something musical, you weren't alive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we are about.
What kind of contemporary music was floating around in the house, or was it strictly Christian music?
Well, see, my mother was Sunday school teacher. My father was the minister of music. But in our house, thank God my grandfather's no longer here. Elder W.A. Pierce, my grandfather was the minister of the church.
Okay.
Church of God in Christ, Mount Zion. But what what was at the house was Mom and Dad said this. My folks are gonna get mad at me for saying this. I'm sorry. They are. They said
It's not our fault.
they said music is music. There's no such thing. Sing whatever or listen to whatever you feel good about listening to.
Beautiful.
I don't care what it is. Listen to it all. My mother was listening to...
I couldn't agree more.
She was listening to country. My dad was listening to jazz. But they were also listening to every other thing. So I had Carlos Santana as a kid that my dad used to play all the time. Abraxas.
It's album number 2. Yes.
But my mom had a Donny Hathaway album.
Okay.
And it's like, But, she also had a Conway Twitty album.
Awesome.
She
what about
also-
Charlie Pride?
Oh, my goodness.
Charlie was just awesome, man. I love Charlie Pride.
And music was music to us.
Yeah.
It didn't matter about genre. So when we grew up, it was everything. And of course, growing up in the neighborhoods that I grew up, you would think, oh, this guy's going to listen to this and this and all of it. No, that's not how it was. Because we would go to Jackson, Tennessee, and my aunt would have a record on, and of course we're in there sitting there listening. I'm like, minute by minute by minute. I'm like, wow, who is that guy? And then later on, you don't, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So Michael McDonald's influence came through, because I listened to a lot of that at my aunt's house. So yeah, music was music for us. Of course, we weren't allowed to play that anywhere else.
Sure.
Because we get in trouble because we were,
You know what?
we were church kids.
Yeah, but they let you sneak it in, and good for them.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm
Because
glad about that.
there's a lot of situations where that would have been a no-no,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, huge no-no. Matter of fact, I have a cousin right now who plays on Beale Street often. She's amazing. Her name is Angela. She's outstanding.
Right.
And she grew up in a very restricted area.
Yeah.
Because my uncle, her dad, was a pastor, and his whole thing was, this is what we do. We don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
So they weren't allowed. So as she got older and she started listening to other things, she went, wow, and it just kind of, opened her mind. But she didn't have the influences that we had because we were free to listen whatever we wanted.
That's
to
awesome.
listen to. Yeah.
That's great.
So when do you start singing with other musicians?
Oh boy.
Outside of church?
Yeah.
Every talent show that came up, and I am not kidding.
Schools, talent show?
Every school talent show.
So when, the first one, how old are you?
I was... Now here comes that music thing, I'm a musician. I can't remember that.
I mean, you're young. I was elementary school, middle school.
I was in elementary school. I know I was in
yeah.
elementary school. I just don't remember what grade. But they said we're going to have a talent show. I was like,
and
that's
of course,
awesome.
Of course, I was always in choir. I was always in chorus, and they had a thing back in the day, Orff music. That's what it was called. And they would always have auditions. Do you want to sing this? You want to sing in this? I always went to all the auditions because I was like, I want to do this. I really do. I love this. This is what I know.
And you get reps and practicing on auditioning. Because I'm sure the first one's nerve-wracking.
Of course.
And they get easier and easier as you go.
Easier and easier because you get more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And so eventually I was singing every school I went to, and we traveled in a lot of schools. We went to a lot of schools because we had to move a lot.
Was that because of pastoring?
Well, it was partially because of pastoring, but it was also because my mom and dad broke up, and when they divorced, we had to move to Jackson, Tennessee, here and in there. So we ended up moving around a lot. But I ended up singing in every choir at every school, and it was a lot of schools. And of course, eventually everybody started looking and saying, "Okay, I think that guy's a ringer." And so all my beautiful, amazing music teachers, exactly. All my music teachers would look at me and say, "Okay, well, we can put you anywhere."
Yeah.
And of course they did. They put me anywhere, and I just had fun. I loved it.
That's awesome. So I know the musician memory thing, but do you remember what you were singing for these talent shows?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Let's see. The one that I won in 7th grade. I do remember 7th grade, and I was singing with a friend of mine. His name is Gerald Bailey, and now he's a singer too.
Okay.
He's a local singer in Memphis too.
Okay.
We did a song called "There's Nothing Greater Than Love" by Luther Vandross and tap dancer. Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines, yeah.
We did that song and we won the talent show. And then after that...
Did you guys tap dance?
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
You guys would have won that immediately. The other ones wouldn't even have gone up. They would have just handed it to you.
It's funny that you mentioned Gregory Hines because there's a song that I think you should sing, and you may sing it. That comes from a movie that he was in with Billy Crystal. Sweet Freedom.
Shine, sweet freedom.
If you don't sing that song, you should be.
Oh, man, that is a good song.
You should be doing that song,
Okay,
sir.
That's on my list.
Please put that in there.
I'm putting it on
He's
the
pulling
list.
up the phone.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I got to put this down. Oh,
Yep.
Sweet
You
Freedom.
would absolutely crush that song.
I'm putting this on the one. This is on
I think
the
it's
list
funny
now.
where Eric just threw out the tap dancer, and we went to him just immediately.
Is the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Oh, man.
All right.
And thank you for that. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
I expect you to do it Tuesday night.
Yeah,
in its
exactly.
Yeah, that
entirety.
ain't happening.
I'm sure
Just so
Gene
you know,
already
that
knows
ain't
it.
happening.
Gene probably
I
knows
know
it.
Gene does.
I'm very proud I got his name right. Smooth.
Good job. Oh. All right, where were we? I'm
For the
lost.
listeners, Eric just gave me a very cool look. He's like, "Listen, son." But okay, so your talent shows, in choirs, you're singing in church.
Yeah.
You ever start a band, or Jeff? You were going somewhere. Go
Well,
ahead.
I was going to say, when's the first time you made money as a performer?
Last week. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure.
He's like the rest of us performing musicians.
Did you get paid? What's that?
I don't know. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, but I'd made mention. Doug's niece got up and sang. You weren't there.
Last time.
The last time. She got up and sang, and when she was done, several people went up to the stage and handed her a couple bucks. It was just a really sweet moment. And I posted on Facebook, I don't have the heart to tell her that she'll make about the same amount of money as a grown professional performing musician.
You said that little money that you make? Yeah. That's what we all get.
That's it.
That's right.
That's what we all get.
Do you remember when you first made some money playing or singing?
Yes. I ended up doing a show, doing a bunch of performances. I was a guitar player and a keyboard, auxiliary keyboardist and a background vocalist for a guy by the name of Bill Coday. He was a singer he used to sing background for Denise LaSalle, and he also had his own, singles out.
Right.
And so he was promoting that. So we ended up doing the chitlin circuit.
Okay.
And that's when I first earned some money doing the chitlin circuit. Right. And I got a whole $40.
That's awesome.
I was so happy with
and
that.
And that's roughly what we get now.
Yep.
Something like that.
You know what? Let me go back a little bit further. I'm sorry. I just thought about it. That's the first time I got paid for singing.
Right.
But I was also, here I go again.
On my own.
I played bass in my stepfather's blues band when I was like 15 or 16.
Right.
And he paid me $20.
And you've been saving your pennies ever since to buy these shoes.
Hey,
so
I'm
you gotta
just
take
saying.
one off. Show it.
Hey, while it's up.
I told you.
Oh, boy.
I found a way to fit this in.
Because clearly you're making some good money now.
Yep.
That's right. Center camera.
I am making...
That's right.
I am making shiny shoe money now.
Shiny shoe money.
I'm making shiny shoe money.
Is there like a brand or style, name? What do we got
These
here?
are Alberto Fellini's.
That sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy.
I wear Converse Chucks.
Yeah.
This guy, I know him personally. He's on Lamar. No.
He's a local guy for real?
No, I'm making that up.
Okay.
I was going to say, are these custom made?
I'll fall for anything.
I wish, for the audio only guys, move over to the channel.
You need to see.
Move over to the YouTube channel. I think between the lighting and those sparkles on your shoes, we might have to adjust the post-production video.
Somebody's going to lose their eyesight after that.
So as we bring up making money and gigging, all of a sudden you're like, I play the guitar here, keys, bass. So, you jump at some point from all this singing to just jumping into all these instruments. So when did that start coming in?
Oh, no. That started when I was a very little kid.
So church, you're playing instruments in church too?
I was playing instruments in church. I used to pluck my dad's guitar when I was between 3 and 6 years old for that long a period of time. Well, my dad decided, I'm going to buy him a guitar. So he bought me this little plastic guitar that sort of looked like a Les Paul. It was plastic.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years old. I know it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's not wooden.
Right.
You know what I did, right?
You played it like a rock star, I'm sure.
I broke it.
Oh, no.
I did. I broke it. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I broke it. As a kid, this was my logic. This is plastic. His is real.
Yeah.
I'm breaking mine. He's going to let me play his.
I bet that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That did not happen. So, lo and behold, God bless my grandfather. My grandfather looked and said, "You like guitar?" I said, "Yes, sir." He went to the pawn shop and he bought a guitar and he sat there in front of me and he played it. And I said, "Whoa, my granddad plays guitar too." And he gave it to me. And I said, "Whoa." He said, can you play?" And I did, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Nice.
And he looked at me and smiled. He said, "You can take that home."
That's special, man.
Yeah. But I thought I was going to get a whooping because I played Sitting on the Dock of the Bay in front of a pastor. So I was nervous. I was like, yeah, the beating's coming.
Oh, no.
So what happens when this new real guitar shows up to the house and your dad sees it?
Oh, not a word. He just looks at me and goes, "Mm-hmm."
He didn't wonder where you got it from?
No, he knew exactly where he got it. He knew exactly where I got it from. Because if there was something that I needed, he would get mad at me. Because if it was something that I needed, I would talk to my grandfather. And my grandfather would get it.
Is it your dad's dad or your mom's dad?
My dad's dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, look, if you look at me, imagine me with a lot of gray hair. That's my grandfather. So it's like all three generations kind of looking at each other, and it's like, well, I'm just going to go to the older version of me, and I'll get it from him.
Right. He's the softy.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, and so, yeah, I got it. And of course, when I brought it home and I started playing it, and he looked at me, he said, make sure you get a real job.
That was a hint.
Make sure you get a real job.
Don't be thinking about doing this for a living.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He make sure you get a real job. This is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, I'm going to prove him wrong.
Yeah.
What am I doing now?
Huh?
Yeah.
Talking to a couple of knuckleheads on a local podcast.
How true.
Oh, God.
Oh, that is all.
That is so wrong.
I noticed Joe Rogan's not calling you.
You're looking at your dad in the heavens.
Oh, dang.
You're like, look at me now, Dad. Proved you wrong.
I proved you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm in the knucklehead society.
Oh. Okay, where are we going? I've lost my mind. I'm confused.
So, do you want to talk about the chitlin circuit?
The chitlin circuit. Oh, good Lord. The chitlin circuit is honestly, it's really a proving ground.
Okay.
It's a proving ground for those who really, really wanted to make something out of themselves, to really kind of see if they could be somebody. You had to go and endure that, because what you're dealing with is the possibility that you may not get paid at all.
Yeah.
They're expecting you to work hard because there's about 500 people out there and they're waiting to see a show. If you do a terrible job, or if you just make a few mistakes, you will get booed. Not just booed. If you play one of their favorite songs and you don't do a good job, don't let them catch you at the end of the night.
Really?
The chitlin circuit was hard, really hard. Got our equipment stolen.
No kidding.
Up in Michigan, we did a show in Michigan, and we went to check into our room, and when we came out, we saw the guys running away with our stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a Rickenbacker.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. See, I knew you.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, God, Lord. It was bad. It was bad. But thank goodness they didn't steal my little Fender Squire, so I was happy.
Now, how long did you play that circuit?
I did that circuit with them for 7 years.
Okay.
7 or 8 years.
Now, I'm coming at you completely ignorant of this circuit. So is this, are there all kinds of genres of bands playing this circuit, or is it just one certain genre?
Oh,
or is
no. The chitlin circuit is mostly what they call Southern soul music.
Okay.
And it's mostly these artists such as, Johnny Taylor.
Okay.
Tyrone Davis. These are people that I've actually opened for.
Okay.
Because they played the chitlin circuit. It's mostly that sort of blues R&B kind of mix.
Okay.
And that's kind of the area.
But the audience is not forgiving.
They're not forgiving.
Yeah, you better get your ass out there and do a good job, or they're going to let you know it.
Yeah.
It's humbling. It must be humbling.
Extremely
And
humbling.
then were there nights where you crush it, audience loves you, and still don't get paid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was one night we had a wonderful time. We opened for Tyrone Davis. It was down outside of Jackson, Mississippi. And we had a wonderful, wonderful reception. The people loved it. We came out with, out from under the stage and did this whole theatrical thing. It was beautiful. And at the end of the night, the guy says, well, we didn't make the money that I thought we were going to make. It's like there had to be about 500 people out there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, we didn't make the money we're going to make, so we'll get you next time.
Yeah. Sure.
So we went home. We went home broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a performance. We went home broke.
And where was this performance?
This was in right outside of Jackson.
Jackson. You said that.
Really. It may have been Canton. It was right outside of Jackson, Tennessee. Jackson, Mississippi, not Tennessee. So yeah, did that. I also did that up in Michigan. We did a show in Flint, Michigan, and then that night the guy said, "Well, we don't have enough to pay you," and we were opening up for Jay Blackfoot at the time. Yeah,
Jackson is one thing, but Michigan, and not getting paid,
yes, sir,
it's a long way home.
That's a long way home.
So this experience as a musician, is battleground.
Yes,
right? And it's toughening you up.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, for sure.
What was it like as a human dealing with clearly racism and just the stuff that came along with that, it must toughen you up as a human as well, right? I don't mean to get insensitive here.
No, because we did some shows in Indiana, and that's when I saw some of the craziest moments in my life of just blatant racism.
Really?
And I've never experienced anything like that since. It was crazy. When you got people looking at you and, they're saying, what are you doing here? And it's like, I'm going in the store to get, no, you're not coming in here.
Wow.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we've moved away from that as a country.
Absolutely.
But
didn't mean to go deep on that.
No. That may be the deepest moment we've had on this podcast.
Yeah. But it's genuinely interesting.
It is.
That's a part of the history. As unfortunate as it is what it is. So to hear from someone that lived it, is good to hear.
And I also have to talk about how we as musicians, we don't really see things the way other people do. We're all a community.
Yeah.
And we all love each other, and we don't look at things like this. This doesn't mean a hell of a lot.
Dude, I just played a festival.
Yeah.
Only white guy on the stage, and it was so much fun.
See what I mean?
And I told them all. It's a band I'm in, Elevation Memphis. Shout out to them. I was like, I love it that I'm the only white guy on this stage.
Yeah.
I do. So that's great. We all are on the same page.
And if you ever set the bass down and try to dance, they will know you were the white guy.
I'm the statue in the band, right? Like I'm just planted. I'm planted.
I'm the same way, dude. I can play drums. I am very white when I try to dance.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Tuesday night, these two guys are going to get on stage.
Yeah, that's right.
There will be no dancing.
They are dancing with me on stage on Tuesday night. So
I'll take lessons. Give me some dance lessons.
I'll go out and buy the best shoes I can afford.
They've got to be sparkly.
Tell me the guy on Lamar. I'll go see him. Yeah.
Alberto Fellini.
Lamar Avenue.
He's on the corner of Lamar and Airways. There's a girl standing by him. Do not talk to her.
Oh yeah,
do not talk to her. No. She has a razor blade.
Especially if she's really good looking. Don't talk to her. You're going to jail.
Yeah, because you know who she is.
Man, I used to drive Uber years ago, and Lamar is a very interesting place.
It is, isn't it?
Yes, at night it changes dramatically.
At first it's like, distribution. Then as it starts getting distribution, wait a minute. Distributing what?
Yeah. Well, they are walking to the distributors.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on there.
I love that. And that's the truth. Walking to the distributors. I love that. I'm using that.
That's a new song title, man. Wow. No, but speaking of song titles and just music, going back to that, now we know you've done original stuff. You're a writer.
Yeah.
I know you have a YouTube channel. You got some stuff out there. Do you have some stuff on Spotify?
I do.
All right, so let's talk about your original stuff.
Original stuff, most of what I have is, honestly, people would say it's rock. Because when I grew up, I listened to a lot of rock music. Jimi Hendrix was one of my fan favorites. I never knew Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, because he was long gone when I came along. Shoot. But I loved Jimi Hendrix. Cool. I loved Aerosmith as a kid. I loved listening to Journey. I loved listening to, thanks to my dad, Three Dog Night.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a little before my time, but I've heard their music, and it's definitely iconic.
Oh, man. And so music became a huge thing as far as the rock area was concerned because we had guitars. We liked rock.
Yeah.
So we would just go and listen to a little bit of everything, and we jammed out a lot, me and my friends, when I was a kid. And so all of my songs are mostly rock oriented.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When I sing, it has you can hear the soulful feel because I can't help this. This is how I sing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're doing just fine, sir.
Regrettably, this is how I sing. I'm so sad.
Do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah, I do. I have a Facebook page.
Tell people where they can find you.
The Facebook page is actually Eric Pierce.
Okay.
And if you look at Eric Pierce over in the corner, it's Eric Stone.
Okay.
and that's my Facebook page, and it'll go to where all my music is, and
So
the
it
different
will,
videos.
it will link people to your YouTube channel.
Yes, it will.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So where did you start recording your first stuff?
Ooh, in my bedroom.
There
Okay.
you go.
And I bought a 4-track machine. And
Nice.
Was it one of the old ones with the cassette tape in it?
dude, I still got it.
Me too, man.
I still,
Yes,
you got
I still got one. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Bam.
Yes, sir.
I've never
Yes.
owned one, but I have seen one
Oh,
and I have used one.
man.
So I know what it's
Man.
all
You
about.
got 4 tracks and you bounce down, bounce, 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 bounce.
Man, you can put 26 different tracks on that thing, man.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
I did a song when I was a kid. It was a song called Penelope. And I bounced so many guitar tracks on that thing. When it
You
got
could
finished,
see through the tape. Was it?
Yeah, man.
Was it transparent?
It was dead. That tape may have lasted a week
Yeah.
because it died after that. Man,
Sure.
I broke that tape.
Over
I kept
and
bouncing.
over.
I had a ball doing that. Yeah, man. Oh, good.
Who was
Lord.
Penelope? Got to be a story.
Cruise.
I wish.
Oh yeah.
Penelope, if you're listening,
Yeah.
hey.
I think there's a pretty good chance. If you're talking about Penelope Cruz, I don't think she's listening to this podcast.
Darn it. We got to get you guys some more, some bigger numbers.
We
Let's see
really
what
do.
we can
We gotta do something.
Let's make that happen.
That's why we brought you in.
Yeah. Hey, Eric said it, y'all. He's demanding this.
I need that to happen.
Yes.
I need that to happen.
Throw it out there, people. We'll tag her on the posts.
Have you had the experience of recording in some of the bigger name studios in Memphis?
I
'Cause
had.
we have several.
I was writing with a friend of mine, Jerome Jackson. They called him Dirtbag. Man, he was-
Nice.
yeah, I know.
That's a nickname I want.
Yeah, they call Dirtbag.
What's up, dirtbag?
Bad. Oh, he's passed on.
Okay.
He's passed on. He was amazing. He was a solid bass player, and he always had a lot of ideas. And he was looking at me. He's like, "You want to create some things?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, okay." So we started putting things together. He and I putting things together and doing it at my house, putting it together, doing it at my house. Because I've been recording at my house since, honestly, since the 80s. 4-track, then I moved from 4-track to ADAT, and I moved from ADAT to digital.
ADAT.
And then yeah.
So are you doing like Pro Tools now, like everybody does? Or?
Dude, no.
No.
Ableton,
Okay.
and, oh gosh, Reason and Logic.
Okay.
Those are the 3 ones that I normally use. And the reason why I use all 3 of those is because you can kind of put them together,
Yeah.
and you can get a little bit from here, a little bit from here, and put it all in this one, and it works.
I don't know what any of that is. I'm not a recorder or a producer or any of that.
I'm not a recorder.
But I know what Ableton is just because a lot of professional drummers use it in a live setting through their in-ears.
That's right. They
use
do.
it. Yeah,
They do.
Well, I want to work back, reverse on your list and go to ADAT. So we share the 4-track and we share ADAT, bro.
Are you serious?
I have master ADATs stored somewhere in my closet of stuff I did in college.
I still got ADATs. Still got
don't
2 ADATs at the house.
Where can we play these?
I have 2 ADATs at the house.
Oh, you have the players.
Yeah. I have to have 2 ADAT machines at the house right now.
Do you have a way to digitize it and mix it down?
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I'm that weird guy, man. I got all that stuff. I tell people all the time, if you ever need to turn your stuff from this to this, let me know. I can handle that. I know how to do that.
The ADAT, I don't know if it's the exact same size, but it looks like a VHS.
It does, and it is the exact
It is
same
the
size
same
because I
size?
measured it. And I actually put one in just to see, and nothing happened.
Nothing.
And I went, okay.
It wipes out all your work.
Exactly.
And,
And then
who
you're
knows?
like, don't do that again. Got it.
Jeff's like, what?
Well,
Remember, Jeff's not a recorder.
not a
Yeah,
recorder.
So he ain't got a clue.
Well, when you said VHS, now all of a sudden I'm in the
There you go.
I'm
There
in the
you go.
game. I'm a home theater guy, so I went from VHS to Laserdisc to Blu-rays, or no, to DVD, then to Blu-ray. So
The only thing I couldn't record on was Laserdisc, but I've recorded music on all of those different things. I had a Blu-ray recorder and recorded a bunch of songs on that I did from, that was Cakewalk. Yeah, Cakewalk Sonar. Cakewalk turned into Sonar.
It's amazing how technology advances, because I can remember when a Blu-ray recorder was like $4,000.
Yes, I do too.
And now they're probably nothing.
Oh man, you can get it for $40.
Yeah,
man. Or
So
$40 or $45.
Go to some pawn shop.
Yeah,
They still have VCRs somewhere out there.
somewhere.
Man, go to there's man. You run up to Best Buy and let them know what you're looking for. They'll order it for you and bring it. Hey, drop it off at your house.
I have one, and I held on to it because my grandfather, for years, for all my baseball games and basketball games that I was really bad at, he had one of those old school, VHS camcorders that rests on the shoulder.
The big heavy ones.
Yes, and he hours and hours and hours of me striking out. Not getting the shot in the hoop. And so someday I'm going to go through all these.
And what you do is you digitize it.
Yeah.
And once you digitize it, you give it to me, and I can do a little movie magic and make it look like you actually made those hits.
Can you make me a sizzle reel of no, but like a sizzle reel of showing how awesome I am, but it's how bad I am. Like I'm trying to get I'm trying to land some tryouts for a team,
Eric, if you'll put together something showing him doing the Carlton,
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
and put that out on.
Me doing the Carlton, but I'll cap my grandfather, because I was close with my grandfather too. He was my dude.
Awesome.
That I went to. I grew up with him. Like I was raised by him and my grandmother, so that's why he went to everything. So this little league team I'm in, I'm 13, we'll say, and we go to the championship. Not because of me, but. We're going to the big game. So he takes me to the batting cages for weeks and just dumps quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm just hitting these balls and I'm doing my thing. The game happens. I'm up 4 times. Not once did I even nick a baseball.
Didn't even make contact.
No contact for 4 at-bats. So, sorry, Pepe, as we call up. I'm from Maine, French family. God love you, Pepe. Yeah. Oh. And I felt so bad for him, but he was, such a sweetheart. I said, don't worry about it,
Man.
And it's all caught on tape. So anyways, moving on from that. So what can people find on your YouTube channel?
You can find me, you can find a lot of different performances that I've done over the years, with the Fabulous Steeler Band, with the King Bees, and on Facebook, you're going to find me doing a lot of things with the Deb Jam Band because, oh gosh, every time I see how much fun we're having, I want everybody to see that and just experience it because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It really is. And I tell people all the time, it's not about the money. Right. It's about the love. We all love what we do, and you can see it.
You can.
And when you're there, you can feel it. Yeah, we don't. Only thing we care about is let's do this song.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Oh my God.
And you can always see through something that is orchestrated.
Yes.
And that is not what you guys have. It is genuinely fun. It is just, everybody is just laid back doing their thing. You guys get along. It's a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to go back to catch your set.
Yep.
Please do.
So before we wrap this up here, are we missing anything, or some people you want to thank, shout out to? Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
I was gonna say, if you're married, you got to mention your wife. Right?
I do. I do have a wonderful young lady that I've been calling wifey since the day we met. I looked at her and I just said, because I used to play on Beale Street a lot, and I would play at a place called Silky O'Sullivan's.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And when I'm at Silky's, there's this young lady, she came out one night and I was singing a song and she started singing with me. We did Endless Love.
Oh, nice.
And when she sang it with so much energy and so much love. At the end of that, I said, ladies and gentlemen, that's wifey.
Awesome.
And so she's been wifey ever since. So I talk to her all the time, like, wifey.
How many years roughly are we talking?
God, 7 years.
Nice. The fact they had to think about it means it's been a minute.
Yeah.
7 years. It's been beautiful.
Oh, very cool.
And if she hears this, she's probably She's probably going to scream at the top of her lungs. Oh, and by the way, if you're listening to one of the songs that we recorded, if you're on YouTube looking at us do one of the songs, you're going to hear her screaming at the top of her lungs.
Oh, in the background?
Yeah, man. She's an amazing singer, but she refuses to sing.
Really?
I've been trying to get her to get on stage with me. She's like, no.
She won't sing in front of people?
No.
Does she sing in front of you? Is she comfortable in front of you?
With me, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but otherwise, she's like, no, I don't. I was like, man. But she comes, like me, she comes from that family. Bunch of musicians, bunch of vocalists. She's like, yeah, that's never been interesting to me.
Wow.
I find, that's what I was like.
Gifted that talent, and yeah. But hey, to each his own.
Yeah.
Or her own.
That's the reason why you want to marry somebody like that, so you can just get that private singing.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. We're performing tonight.
Yeah. Come on, wifey. Let's go. So,
All right.
well, man, this has been so much fun. Man, what a way to kick off this season.
Yep.
Thanks for doing this. I really had a great time talking with you.
Man, this has been wonderful. And I got to say, you guys really, really need to have like millions and millions of listeners.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because this is outstanding.
Well,
and what
thank
you're
you.
doing for Memphis and the artists that come out of Memphis, it's just,
Thank you.
this is awe-inspiring. And coming from somebody who was signed by Willie Mitchell, that means a lot. That means a lot.
And I can speak for Jeff. We're the ones that get to hear all these stories.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Including yours. It's awe-inspiring to us. It's completely changed my view on the whole city. Learned more than I ever thought I'd learn about the community. It's been great for us too. I mean, it's changed my life, personally in a lot of different ways, for sure.
One more thing.
Sure.
I just thought about it. I got to make sure you guys, okay. I recorded at Royal Studio.
Okay.
Back when Willie Mitchell was alive.
Nice.
I got a chance to see some of the most amazing musicians and artists just come through. I mean, I didn't really play on any of their things, but I got a chance to meet them and to sit in the studio and listen to them and hear people, the mixes of people like Thomas Bingham and Leroy Hodges, and just listen to some of the work that they've done, and to see them in action is, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Man,
the music, the amazing mind of music, it's immeasurable. It's immeasurable.
People who are,
you're gonna love this.
People who are really, really, really good at it are just amazing to watch and just try to learn from.
Yeah.
I try to learn from you, Jeff. I really do.
You're not learning music from me, brother. I learned a lot from you, but you're not learning any music from me. But I'm learning. We get to learn every week in here, and this is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. Yeah. It's totally fascinating. I made some great friends because of it. And
whenever you get a chance, man, there's a bunch of different musicians and a bunch of artists out there that are here in Memphis, Tennessee, that have had an influence on the whole music scene. Yeah. And man, if you ever get the opportunity,
I mean, the list we have, it fills a whole notebook.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no, not really.
How many seasons have you guys done so far?
Well, we're up to about 5 episodes?
Yeah, we're in the mid-60s with you here.
Yeah.
Mid-60s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a long way to go.
You guys are on the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely.
Oh, we know this.
This is deep.
We know this.
I would love to come in and just stand in that corner and just watch and listen to some of the stories.
We know this. I mean,
and we get a lot of guests from people like you. So if you got some people you think we need to interview, son, let's talk after we get off the air.
Absolutely.
We will pick your brain.
It does help when we get a referral.
Oh,
for sure.
I have referrals.
Bring them on, man. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. I mean, we could be at episode 200 and still be at the surface.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
We are well aware of that and doing our best to try to just bring people in. There's only so many weeks in a year, right? And we don't do every week anymore. So, if we try to get 40 episodes a year, that's
a good thing.
Yeah. We're doing what we can.
Because you guys are working musicians.
Yeah.
And I get it. I completely get it. And by the way, if you guys need a backup singer for anything, y'all don't hesitate to call me. I'm a great backup singer.
You just went
really?
I
didn't know that.
You just went to the top of the list, sir.
I'm a great backup singer.